The void of space was silent, cold, and indifferent. Among the stars, humanity had always been a small, insignificant presence. Earth, a blue gem spinning in its quiet corner, had never drawn attention, until now. The first message arrived in a pulse of alien code no human had ever deciphered. It was not a greeting. It was a command: submit. Kneel. Accept your place. At the United Nations orbiting command station, alarms screamed. Ships from multiple nations rose from Earth's atmosphere, but they were tiny and slow, like ants facing a storm. Admiral Helena Cross stood on the bridge of the Intrepid, the flagship of the newly unified Earth fleet. She stared at the alien signal displayed on the massive holoscreen. The image of the alien ambassador appeared, a being taller than any human, its body a shimmering mesh of metallic scales. Its eyes were liquid pools of light, cold and unblinking. "You humans," it said, voice resonating directly in their minds, "your time has ended. Join the Galactic Collective or be erased." A murmur ran through the room. Fear, yes, but also disbelief. Admiral Cross clenched her fists. "We are not yours to command," she said aloud. "We are human. And we will decide our own fate." The aliens underestimated humanity. They saw a primitive species, fragile and disorganized, with barely a whisper of interstellar capability. But humans had something no alien race had predicted: relentless ingenuity and the willingness to fight against impossible odds. The first strike came without warning. Alien scouts dropped into orbit around Earth's largest cities, scanning, probing, preparing for full invasion. Their ships were huge, built for war, with energy shields that shimmered like glass under sunlight. Human defenses were laughable in comparison. A handful of orbiting battleships, fighter drones, and Earth-based missile arrays. Despite the mismatch, humanity reacted. Engineers, scientists, and tacticians worked feverishly. Ships were retrofitted with experimental weapons, fighters programmed for unorthodox maneuvers, and orbital defense systems reconfigured in hours instead of years. "Admiral, they're preparing to fire on New York and Beijing," said Lieutenant Commander Jiro Tanaka, his voice tight with tension. "Then we give them a welcome they won't forget," Cross replied. The battle that followed was chaos incarnate. Alien fire rained down, leveling cities, burning forests, and carving scars into Earth's oceans. But human pilots flew with daring tactics no alien could anticipate. Fighters weaved through energy blasts, kamikaze drones disrupted shields, and stealth satellites attacked from unpredictable angles. One human ship, the Defiant, led by Captain Amina Singh, executed a maneuver no alien had ever encountered. They used the planet's magnetic field to accelerate toward the alien vessel, slamming into its hull with devastating precision. Explosions rippled across space, and the alien commander's first real shock registered. Humans could think beyond the predictable, beyond logic that they controlled. Meanwhile, on the galactic stage, the news of Earth's resistance reached the Grand Assembly of the Galactic Collective. Most member races laughed at reports of the feeble blue planet striking back. But a few observers, those whose civilizations had fought for survival, looked closer. Curiosity mingled with unease. Back on Earth, a council of humans gathered. Political leaders, scientists, and military officers debated the next move. There was a growing realization: surviving the first strike was not enough. Humanity had to fight smart, strike unexpectedly, and show that Earth's people were not just stubborn, they were unstoppable. Dr. Elias Vorn, Earth's leading xenopsychologist, spoke with gravity. "They think they understand us. They assume we act like them, predictably, systematically. But humans are different. We improvise. We adapt. And when cornered, we fight harder than any species in the galaxy." Admiral Cross nodded. "Then we'll show them. We will fight not just to survive, but to prove that humanity does not bow. We are the storm they never predicted." In the cold blackness above Earth, alien ships repositioned, preparing to strike harder. They had power, technology, and numbers, but they had underestimated the one variable they could not calculate: human will. And so the war began. Not with diplomacy, not with surrender, but with a blazing declaration: humans will not kneel. In that moment, a spark ignited across Earth. Ordinary citizens, seeing the devastation, joined in. Hackers infiltrated alien communications, engineers built improvised weapons, and scientists discovered weaknesses in alien tech faster than the invaders could respond. Humanity was not just fighting for survival, they were learning, adapting, and preparing to rise. Above the planet, in the first real space battle humanity had ever faced, the aliens learned a shocking truth. The species they had dismissed as weak had a fire they could not snuff out. The first alien assault had failed, but the danger had only deepened. Across Earth, cities were scarred, millions were displaced, and the planet itself bore the marks of war. Yet the human spirit burned brighter than ever. Leaders, scientists, and military officers convened in orbit aboard the Global Unity Station, a massive orbiting hub built to coordinate humanity's fragmented defenses. Admiral Helena Cross stood before the assembled council. Holograms of alien vessels, planetary maps, and strategic projections floated in the air, rotating slowly like celestial models. "The aliens think they've tested us," she said, voice steady. "They believe they've seen our limits. They're wrong. Every weakness they assume we have, we will turn into a strength. Humanity adapts. Humanity survives. Humanity wins." Dr. Elias Vorn stepped forward. "We've analyzed their attack patterns. They are strong, yes, but rigid. Their minds operate on probability, hierarchy, and protocol. Humans, we don't follow protocol. We improvise. We will exploit that." Across the holographic display, analysts highlighted the alien fleet's main formations: massive dreadnoughts, energy carriers, and swarms of scout vessels. They were powerful but slow, predictable in their approach. Captain Amina Singh's face appeared from the command deck of the Defiant, the ship that had first struck the alien vessel. "We need targets," she said. "We need to hit them where it hurts. Shields, energy conduits, supply chains. One precise strike could cripple a ship class they thought invincible." The council murmured. They had resources, but the alien fleet outnumbered them 10-1. Direct confrontation would mean annihilation. "Then we do not fight directly," Admiral Cross said, her eyes gleaming. "We strike smart, not hard. Guerrilla warfare in space, sabotage on their supply lines, and psychological disruption. We will make them fear the species they thought they understood." The first operation, dubbed Project Reaper, launched within hours. Human engineers modified freighters into stealth drones, cloaking them with experimental energy distortion fields. Fighter squadrons were equipped with electromagnetic pulse bombs designed to disable alien shields without destroying the ship outright. Human hackers, scattered across the globe and orbiting stations, infiltrated alien communications. They broadcast false orders, redirecting fleets into ambush zones. Alien commanders began to mistrust each other. Orders conflicted, formations faltered, and the illusion of invincibility began to crack. In orbit above the alien staging planet, Captain Singh led a squadron of stealth fighters. They navigated through asteroid fields, using gravitational pull to accelerate unseen. From the shadows they struck the alien energy conduits. Explosions rippled across the enemy ships, tearing apart their shield arrays in moments. The aliens had never seen combat executed with such precision and unpredictability. Back on the command station, Admiral Cross monitored the battle. "Signal from the alien command," she said. The voice of the shimmering ambassador filled the room, distorted by interference. "Your species, you are not supposed to think like this. This is impossible. You cannot continue." Cross's expression hardened. "We are human. And humans never stop." The alien ambassador's fury was palpable, even through the translator. "You are reckless. You lack discipline. Your annihilation is inevitable." "Perhaps," Cross replied calmly, "but if we fall as humans, with courage, cunning, and defiance." Meanwhile, on the ground, humanity's countermeasures extended to espionage. Teams infiltrated alien supply stations on moons and distant outposts. They discovered alien weaknesses in shielding technology, over-reliance on energy routing, and susceptibility to electromagnetic disruptions. Every piece of knowledge gained allowed humans to strike smarter, faster, and more effectively. As Earth's forces gained victories, alien fleets began to fracture. The rigid hierarchy that had once been their strength became a liability. Independent captains defied orders, trying to recover losses or retreat, only to fall into traps laid by the cunning humans. Across the galaxy, whispers spread among other alien civilizations. "The humans, they fight differently," one council observer murmured. "They anticipate. They improvise. They turn weakness into weapon. This species, they are dangerous." In orbit above Mars, a hidden human base launched its most daring operation yet. Using captured alien technology, they created a gravity well device that could immobilize an entire fleet for a short period. The human strike teams used this window to disable key ships, including a massive command cruiser. Explosions tore through the alien ranks as the humans executed maneuvers no alien race had ever imagined. Humanity's courage inspired unity. Pilots, soldiers, and civilians alike coordinated with precision, improvising tactics that alien logic could not predict. Each victory was small but cumulative, each battle a lesson in adaptability. Admiral Cross addressed her officers as the dust of the latest engagement settled. They called us weak. They called us primitive. They thought we would bow. Now they are learning what humanity really is: clever, resilient, and unstoppable. We will not just survive, we will rise. In the shadows, the alien ambassador convened their council. Rage and disbelief filled the chamber. This species, it is evolving faster than any prediction. We underestimated them, and that is our mistake. For humanity, the war had only begun. But for the first time, the galaxy took notice. Earth was not a planet to conquer, it was a force that could not be ignored. And humanity, battered but unbroken, prepared to take the fight to the stars, where the next chapter of defiance, cunning, and extraordinary power awaited. The war had left Earth scarred, but humanity's resolve had hardened. From orbital stations to hidden lunar bases, every human strategist, scientist, and soldier knew the truth: survival was no longer enough. Humanity would strike, not just to defend but to assert its place in the galaxy. Above the outer planets, the newly formed Earth fleet gathered. Thousands of vessels, retrofitted, retro-engineered, and sometimes jury-rigged, glimmered in the void. Each ship carried the weight of a species refusing to kneel. Admiral Cross stood on the bridge of the Intrepid, her eyes scanning the holographic display of alien positions. "They've reinforced the perimeter around Alpha Centauri," she said. "It's their staging ground. If we hit them there, we'll send a message: humans do not wait for extinction." Captain Amina Singh, still recovering from the last operation, spoke with quiet determination. "Our stealth squads are ready. We can infiltrate, disrupt supply chains, and plant devices that will cripple their energy grids. But it's risky. One miscalculation, and we're dead." Dr. Elias Vorn leaned forward, pointing to alien fleet movements. "The alien hierarchy is fracturing. Independent commanders are questioning orders after the last defeats. This is our chance to exploit the cracks. If we provoke internal conflict, we can weaken them before the main engagement." Human engineers activated new weapon prototypes: graviton torpedoes that warped space around enemy ships, EMP arrays capable of temporarily disabling dreadnought shields, and drones that could adapt mid-flight to alien countermeasures. The technological gap was still vast, but humans had learned a vital truth: ingenuity and unpredictability could overcome raw power. The first mission, Operation Starbreaker, targeted an alien supply convoy near Proxima Centauri. Human fighters darted between asteroids, cloaked in energy-distorting fields. The convoy's shields glowed ominously, but the humans' tactics were unprecedented. Drones swarmed, EMP blasts disabled key systems, and the graviton torpedoes tore ships apart from within. The aliens had never faced an enemy that exploited physics itself as a weapon. Meanwhile, in the Galactic Collective's High Assembly, whispers of humanity's victories began to ripple through member species. Most dismissed it at first. Earth was a minor, primitive planet, but others watched closely. "A species that can think like this, adapt like this, is dangerous," murmured Ambassador Sthira, a reptilian diplomat from the Tkor Empire. "If they are not contained, they could destabilize the collective itself." Alien councils convened urgently. Strategies that relied on overwhelming power faltered. The rigidity of their command structure, once their greatest asset, became a liability. Independent fleets began to ignore orders, retreats turned into chaos, and alien morale began to falter under the relentless, unpredictable human tactics. Back in orbit, Admiral Cross addressed her officers. "The galaxy thinks they understand us. They do not. They assume humans act logically, predictably. But we act with creativity, improvisation, and sometimes sheer audacity. That is our weapon. That is our advantage." Captain Singh's voice cut through the tension. "We have intercepted communications. The aliens are panicking. They're debating whether to consolidate or retreat. Their fear is spreading faster than our ships can move." And then came the shock. An alien cruiser, heavily armed and previously invincible, launched an assault on a human squadron. The battle raged for hours. Lasers cut through the void, energy shields flashed, and debris spun like deadly satellites. Every maneuver by the alien fleet was countered by something humans had innovated on the fly: evasive slingshot maneuvers around planetary gravity wells, synchronized multi-vector attacks, and drones that could adapt to alien shield frequencies mid-battle. The humans emerged victorious. The alien cruiser exploded in a blinding cascade of fire and debris. Across the galaxy, Other alien fleets paused, stunned. The species they had dismissed as primitive had just destroyed one of their most powerful ships through cunning, not brute force. On a remote asteroid base, Dr. Vorn and his team worked tirelessly. They are learning, he said, reviewing alien data captured from the wreckage. Their strategy adapts faster than any species we've studied. They combine intuition with speed. And every failure teaches them something new. This is evolution in real time. In the aftermath, the Galactic Collective convened an emergency council. Alien leaders argued, debated, and accused each other of incompetence. Some demanded total annihilation of Earth, while others hesitated, recognizing the growing threat of an unpredictable species. Back on the bridge of the Intrepid, Admiral Cross watched the alien debates unfold via intercepted transmissions. She smiled faintly. They don't know it yet, but we are already winning. Not with numbers, not with raw power, but with the one thing no alien can calculate, humanity itself. Captain Singh turned to her. Next step. Cross's gaze swept the fleet, spanning thousands of human ships. We take the fight to their core worlds. If they want war, we give them war. We will show the galaxy that humanity is not a minor species to be ignored. We are apex, relentless and unyielding. Far across the stars, the alien ambassador seethed. This species, it defies reason. Cannot be stopped. Yet we must. But the truth was undeniable. The galaxy had never faced a species like humanity. Brilliant, adaptive, audacious, and utterly determined. The war had begun as a test of survival, but it was fast becoming a story of ascendancy, one human victory at a time. Above the outer rim, the human fleet surged forward. They were battered, outnumbered, and underestimated, but for the first time the galaxy could see the true force of Earth's children, a species that refused to kneel. And in the cold, endless void, a new chapter of galactic history was being written. One in which humanity would define its place, not by weakness or submission, but by cunning, courage, and unimaginable resolve. The galaxy had taken notice. Across countless star systems, whispers of humanity's audacity spread like wildfire. Alien species, once smug and confident, now feared the blue planet that refused to bow. But humans did not fight for reputation. They fought for survival, for legacy, and for the right to define their own destiny. Admiral Helena Cross paced the bridge of the Intrepid. The human fleet, though battered and smaller than the alien armada, gleamed like a constellation of defiance. Each ship had been modified, optimized, and in many cases rebuilt after near destruction. This is it, she said, her voice carrying over the bridge comms. Alpha Centauri is their hub, the nerve center of their fleet operations. If we strike there, we hit them where it hurts. But it's not just a battle. It's a statement. We are not prey. We are apex. Captain Amina Singh studied the tactical maps. The perimeter is heavy, but we have weaknesses to exploit. Graviton mines along the asteroid belts, EMP cascades, and our stealth squads embedded in moons, they can't anticipate simultaneous attacks from multiple vectors. Dr. Elias Vorn added, and psychological warfare. Their species relies on predictability and hierarchy. Disrupt their chain of command and the rest will falter. Fear will spread faster than our missiles. The plan was audacious, bordering on reckless. Human squadrons would infiltrate the core system under stealth, while the main fleet engaged the perimeter as a diversion. Gravity well devices would manipulate enemy formations, while human hackers scrambled communication networks. It was chaos engineered into a weapon. As the fleet jumped into hyperspace toward Alpha Centauri, tension ran high. Every pilot, every commander knew that failure meant annihilation. Yet, fear was tempered by determination. Humans had survived impossible odds before, and they would do it again. Emerging from hyperspace, the fleet was met by the alien armada. Dreadnoughts towered, shields shimmering, weapons primed. But the humans did not falter. Engage stealth squads. Activate graviton mines. Prepare EMP bursts, Cross ordered. In an instant, chaos erupted. Cloaked human fighters slipped past the perimeter, striking vital energy conduits on alien ships. EMP pulses disabled shields across multiple vessels, leaving the alien fleet vulnerable. Graviton mines altered trajectories, turning enemy formations against themselves. The alien commanders, once confident, now scrambled. Orders contradicted each other. Ships collided, weapons misfired, and chaos spread through the armada like wildfire. In the midst of the battle, the alien ambassador appeared in transmission, rage lacing every word. This is impossible. How can such a primitive species? Halt them or we are all lost. Cross's eyes were cold. We're not primitive. We are human. And this is what humans do when cornered. We fight, we adapt, and we rise beyond expectation. Captain Singh led the charge against the Central Command cruiser. Using modified thrusters and gravitational slingshots, the Defiant wove through the battlefield with surgical precision. Drones and fighter squadrons disabled shields, while graviton torpedoes tore at the cruiser's hull from unexpected angles. The battle was brutal. Explosions lit space like supernovae. Ships were shredded, debris spun like deadly confetti, and yet the humans pressed on relentless. Meanwhile, on alien homeworlds and council chambers, panic spread. Factions argued over strategy, morality, and survival. Some called for retreat, others for total annihilation of Earth. But indecision only magnified humanity's advantage. Deep within Alpha Centauri's core system, human operatives executed Operation Iron Veil. Using captured alien tech, they infiltrated the command hub itself. Inside, they planted destabilizing devices that targeted energy conduits, shield generators, and communication relays. One well-timed detonation sent a shockwave through the central fleet, crippling command and leaving alien forces disoriented. Back in the fleet, Admiral Cross monitored the cascading effects. Alien ships were now isolated, leaders scrambling for control. Every system humans had targeted began to collapse under coordinated attacks. Even the most skeptical humans felt awe. Ordinary engineers, pilots, and soldiers realized that their ingenuity, courage, and adaptability had just brought an entire alien core system to its knees. The alien ambassador's voice returned, trembling with fury and disbelief. "Your species, it cannot be stopped. Yet we must." Cross replied steadily, "You are learning too late. Humanity is not just strong, we are unstoppable. And this galaxy will remember that." As the dust settled, the human fleet held the system. Alien ships retreated in disarray, morale shattered. Humanity had struck at the heart of the enemy, proving that sheer power could be countered by creativity, adaptability, and audacious strategy. Across the galaxy, other species took note. Some began reconsidering alliances with the collective. Others quietly admired humanity's resilience, cunning, and tenacity. One thing was clear: the galaxy had underestimated Earth, and that mistake would echo across light years. Admiral Cross stood on the bridge, gazing at the stars beyond. "This is only the beginning," she said quietly. "They thought they could erase us. They thought we were fragile, predictable, and weak. They were wrong. Every battle we fight, every victory we take, the galaxy will learn one thing: humans do not kneel." Captain Singh smiled grimly. "And next, we show them that resistance is not enough. They must understand humanity's supremacy." Far across the void, in alien command chambers, fear replaced arrogance. Humanity had struck the heart of their empire, and the tremors of that victory would ripple through the galaxy. And for Earth, battered but unbroken, the war was no longer about survival. It was about proving, once and for all, that humans were the apex force they had always been capable of becoming. The galaxy had changed. Humanity's audacious strike into Alpha Centauri had sent shockwaves across alien civilizations. Once feared species now trembled at the very mention of Earth, while others began re-evaluating their loyalties within the Galactic Collective. On the bridge of the Intrepid, Admiral Helena Cross studied intercepted alien communications. Entire fleets had fractured, some retreating, others defying orders. Humanity had proven that raw power was not enough to dominate the unpredictable species called human. Yet Cross knew the fight was far from over. "Every alien command network is in chaos," said Lieutenant Commander Jiro Tanaka. "Some fleets are retreating, some are fighting among themselves. But there's chatter, whispers of factions forming against each other. This could be an opportunity, or a trap." Cross nodded grimly. "Opportunity. Every fissure we exploit is a victory. But we must remain vigilant. Their desperation can be deadly." Captain Amina Singh turned from the tactical map. "Reports from our covert squads. A faction of alien warlords is negotiating secretly. They may try to lure us into a compromise, or worse, ambush us." Dr. Elias Vorn stepped forward. "We must remember, these aliens think linearly. They do not anticipate deception layered upon improvisation. We can use their distrust to our advantage. But it's a double-edged sword." Meanwhile, across the galaxy, the alien ambassador seethed. His voice trembled as he addressed the High Assembly. "These humans, they are evolving faster than predicted. We underestimated them, and our arrogance is unraveling everything we built. If we do not unify against them, we are doomed. but unity was fragile. Alien factions accused each other of failures, plotting betrayals and vying for control. Some advocated total war, others urged negotiation, but indecision spread like wildfire. Humanity's victories had turned their strength into weakness. On Mars, human engineers prepared Project Eclipse, a multi-pronged campaign to exploit alien factionalism. Using captured technology, they created a network of decoy transmissions, falsified orders, and controlled leaks. Alien warlords received conflicting commands, triggering infighting within fleets even before human ships arrived. The first engagement of Project Eclipse unfolded near the Vela sector. Two massive alien fleets, loyal to rival factions, collided in confusion. Humans, hidden in stealth squads, struck at critical points. EMP pulses knocked out key systems. Graviton torpedoes warped ships into collisions. Entire alien squadrons self-destructed trying to obey contradictory orders. In orbit above a dying star, Captain Singh led the Defiant Squadron through the chaos. Her voice was calm, almost clinical. They are killing themselves. Follow the openings. Strike fast. Withdraw before they regroup. Human ingenuity shone. They hacked alien AI, redirecting missiles toward enemy ships. Drones adapted mid-battle to alien countermeasures, cutting through fleets like swarms of relentless predators. Every maneuver was unexpected, every strike precise. Amid the fighting, a shocking betrayal emerged. One of Earth's own planetary governors, swayed by promises from an alien faction, attempted to sabotage human operations. A covert weapons depot on Ganymede was rigged to explode during deployment. The plot was discovered at the last second. Admiral Cross personally oversaw the disarmament, her face a mask of cold fury. "Betrayal has no place among us," she declared. "We fight for humanity, not individual gain. Let this be a warning. Anyone who undermines Earth will answer to it directly." Despite the setback, humanity pressed on. Alien morale continued to crumble. Fleets fractured further, and whispers of mutiny spread through their ranks. Even the alien ambassador realized that the humans' victories were more than physical. They had struck at the heart of alien psychology, exposing arrogance, rigidity, and fear. In the aftermath of the Vela sector engagement, Dr. Vorn addressed the fleet's council. "We are witnessing something unprecedented. Not only are humans surviving and winning battles, but we are shaping the enemy's thought processes. They doubt themselves, distrust each other, and make mistakes faster than we can exploit them. Humanity does not just fight. We reshape the battlefield with intellect and instinct." Admiral Cross considered the map, plotting the next move. The galaxy is in flux. Alien systems are destabilized. Some factions are already reaching out, negotiating. We have a chance to consolidate power, secure our position, and ensure that no species dares challenge humanity again. Captain Singh interjected, eyes narrowed. "And the rest of the alien fleets?" "They will come," Cross admitted. "They will regroup. But every time they try, they will face a human species that has learned, adapted, and evolved faster than they anticipated. They think they control the game. They do not. Humanity controls it now." In hidden observation posts across neutral systems, other alien species watched with a mixture of awe and fear. Some began sending envoys to Earth, curious, cautious, or seeking alliances. Humanity, once a minor corner of the galaxy, now held unprecedented influence. But the war was far from over. The alien ambassador, humiliated and enraged, secretly coordinated with the most ruthless factions, preparing a strike designed to remind humanity of the stakes. Admiral Cross stood on the bridge of the Intrepid, staring at the distant stars. "We've won battles, shattered fleets, and exposed their weaknesses. But the true test is yet to come. The galaxy is watching, the enemy is plotting, and we must be ready. Humanity will not kneel. Humanity will rise. And when we strike next, the galaxy will know exactly who commands it." Captain Singh's eyes met hers. "Then let's make them remember. Permanently." Above the void, Earth's fleet prepared for the next phase of war, an audacious campaign that would redefine the balance of power in the galaxy. Humanity had survived betrayal, exploited chaos, and proven that cunning, resilience, and adaptability could outmatch raw might. And as the stars shimmered cold and distant, one truth resonated across human minds: the galaxy had underestimated Earth. That mistake would be their last. The galaxy was on the brink of transformation. Humanity, once dismissed as a fragile species on a single blue planet, now commanded fleets, inspired fear, and dictated terms across star systems. The alien ambassador seethed in hidden command chambers, his voice a whisper of rage as he addressed fragmented fleets. They fight with cunning beyond comprehension. They adapt, they evolve, and yet we must crush them. If not now, humanity will rise beyond control. Admiral Helena Cross stood on the bridge of the Intrepid, surveying a fleet that gleamed like a web of defiance. Thousands of human ships, battleships, stealth frigates, drones, and adaptive fighters, prepared to jump into alien core space. Their goal, the home systems of the alien collective, the command nexus from which the galaxy had sought to dominate humanity. Captain Amina Singh's squadron was poised at the forefront. We have reconnaissance. Their defenses are reorganizing, but there are gaps. They do not anticipate humans coordinating strikes across multiple fronts simultaneously. We will exploit that. Dr. Elias Vorn added gravely, the psychological aspect is crucial. If we shatter their perception of control, the collective may implode from within. Fear, unpredictability, and precision, these are our weapons. The fleet jumped into hyperspace above the Fornax sector, where the alien core worlds orbited massive binary stars. Emerging from the jump, humans saw the alien armada arrayed in overwhelming numbers. Dreadnoughts glimmered like monoliths, carriers bristled with energy weapons, and swarms of scouts filled the void. The odds were staggering, but humans had learned that numbers alone did not define victory. Admiral Cross issued orders with calm precision. Deploy stealth wings to the inner planets. Initiate gravitational manipulation devices on asteroid belts. Hack communication relays to feed chaos into their chain of command. Strike simultaneously. Leave nothing predictable. The battle erupted like a supernova. Cloaked squadrons slipped past outer defenses, striking energy conduits and communication hubs. Graviton torpedoes warped space around alien dreadnoughts, smashing formations. EMP cascades disabled shields and weapons systems mid-battle. Alien ships collided, their hierarchies in disarray. In orbit above the primary command world, the Defiant led a daring assault. Captain Singh executed maneuvers no alien could anticipate, using binary star gravity wells to slingshot fighters past heavy fire. Drones adapted mid-flight to alien shielding, cutting through hulls with surgical precision. Inside the alien command chamber, the ambassador raged. Impossible. How can they? They are a virus we cannot contain. Across multiple sectors, human forces exploited factionalism within alien ranks. Warships from rival alien factions miscommunicated, fired on each other, or retreated in confusion. Humanity's deception, strategy, and audacity turned the battlefield into a deadly chessboard where humans always held the advantage. But the war was not without cost. Entire human squadrons were lost to energy barrages, stealth wings were obliterated attempting infiltration, and planets suffered collateral damage. Every victory demanded sacrifice, yet humanity endured, learning and adapting with each loss. Dr. Vorn monitored alien communications. They are beginning to recognize the pattern, but too late. They underestimate the human mind. Every loss they suffer teaches us new strategies. They are trapped in their own logic while we evolve beyond it. Amid the chaos, a shocking revelation emerged. One alien faction attempted a desperate strike directly at Earth, intending to obliterate the planet and force humanity into submission. Scouts detected massive dreadnoughts warping toward Sol. Admiral Cross remained calm. They've played into our hand. Prepare the defense grid. But simultaneously, our main fleet continues the offensive. Let them reveal their desperation. The resulting clash in the Sol system was apocalyptic. Alien dreadnoughts fired with unmatched fury, but human ingenuity turned the assault into opportunity. Magnetic field generators diverted energy blasts, orbital fighters exploited gaps, and coordinated counterattacks annihilated the vanguard. Humanity's planet was defended not by overwhelming firepower alone, but by unpredictability, adaptability, and unity. Captain Singh intercepted a transmission from the alien ambassador, now fragmented and desperate. You cannot win. We control the galaxy. Cross's eyes were steely. Control is an illusion. Humans survive. Humans endure. Humans adapt. And that is more powerful than any weapon you possess. The final stage of the campaign unfolded in the core system. Human stealth wings infiltrated planetary defense grids, placing destabilizing devices in shield generators, energy conduits, and fleet command nodes. Simultaneously, the main fleet engaged in a coordinated strike that tore through the remaining alien armada. Explosions lit the void, ships disintegrated in blinding cascades, and the alien hierarchy collapsed under chaos. On the bridge of the Intrepid, Admiral Cross watched the enemy fleets disintegrate. This is what humanity is. Not just survivors. Not just fighters. Apex predators in a galaxy that underestimated us. Let this be a lesson. Humans are not to be commanded, contained, or dismissed. Across alien systems, communications fractured, morale shattered, and whispers of surrender spread. The once unified galactic collective was now fractured beyond repair. Humanity, battered but unbroken, had struck fear into every species that had ever doubted them. As the last alien warships fell or retreated into the void, Dr. Vorn spoke quietly, awe in his voice. They thought themselves superior, but they underestimated human ingenuity, courage, and willpower. This is more than a victory, it is the dawn of a new order in the galaxy. Admiral Cross turned to Captain Singh. Prepare to secure the system. But remember, this is only the beginning. Humanity has proven it can survive impossible odds, but now we must ensure the galaxy remembers who we are, and why we cannot be ignored. And so, above the shattered fleets and smoking planets, humanity stood victorious. Not merely as survivors but as a species that had reshaped the galaxy itself, leaving a legacy of cunning, resilience, and supremacy that no alien race could ever erase. The galaxy was silent. Not in peace but in awe. Across thousands of light years, alien species stared at the remnants of fleets that had once been invincible. Systems that had laughed at Earth trembled now, their arrogance shattered. Humanity had struck not only with firepower but with strategy, cunning, and relentless ingenuity. Admiral Helena Cross stood on the bridge of the Intrepid, gazing at the holographic map of the core system. Alien worlds, once bustling with fleets, were now empty or in disarray. The galactic collective had fractured irreparably. Earth had survived every strike, adapted to every attack, and now held the decisive power in the galaxy. Status report, Cross said, her voice calm but firm. Captain Amina Singh, standing at the tactical console, replied, alien fleets are fragmented. Some systems are surrendering. Their command infrastructure is in ruins. Resistance exists, but it is disorganized and panicked. This is our moment. Dr. Elias Vorn's eyes gleamed. This isn't just a military victory. This is a psychological revolution. The galaxy now knows. Humans are unpredictable, adaptable, and impossible to control. Even species that have ruled for millennia are learning to fear us. The alien ambassador appeared on the bridge's holoscreen, his form flickering with frustration and disbelief. You, this species, cannot exist. You were never meant to reach this stage. You defy logic, reason, and every prediction we made. Cross's expression hardened. We are human. We survive where others fail, innovate where others stagnate, and fight where others surrender. Your predictions failed because you forgot one crucial factor. We do not bow. We do not yield. We do not stop. In the void above the core worlds, the final confrontation unfolded. Humanity's fleet, though smaller than the total alien numbers once were, executed perfect coordination. Stealth squadrons infiltrated planetary defenses, sabotage teams disabled remaining orbital guns, and graviton torpedoes tore through the last dreadnoughts. Alien energy networks overloaded in cascading failures, leaving warships powerless and vulnerable. Captain Singh led the Defiant in a daring assault on the Central Command Station, a massive orbiting citadel that had once been the hub of alien control. Drones weaved around turrets, energy shields flickered and failed, and the station's core reactors destabilized under relentless precision strikes. Explosions rippled outward, shaking space itself. The ambassador's voice cracked. You are not human. This cannot be. Cross's calm voice replied, we are the future of this galaxy. And we are human. On alien homeworlds, leaders convened frantically. Some surrendered outright, others attempted escape, but the pattern was clear. Resistance without unity was futile. Humanity's victories had not just destroyed fleets. They had shattered the very cohesion of alien civilizations. Back on the Intrepid, Cross addressed her fleet. We have survived their firepower, exploited their arrogance, and turned their strengths into weaknesses. Humanity has risen from the ashes of Earth, from centuries of struggle, into something they never imagined. We are apex, resilient, and limitless. Today we are the architects of our own destiny. Captain Singh turned to her, a smile breaking through the tension. And the galaxy will remember it. Dr. Vorn added, the psychological impact is profound. Entire species now fear humans, but more importantly, they respect our intelligence, ingenuity, and determination. We have not only defended ourselves, we have reshaped the rules of the cosmos. Humanity's fleets then set course across the fractured systems, not as conquerors but as enforcers of a new order. Communications were sent to every remaining alien world. Submission was no longer demanded, it was unnecessary. The galaxy had seen humanity's strength, learned their ingenuity, and acknowledged their supremacy. Resistance had become futile, not through oppression but through unassailable capability and demonstration of apex adaptability. On Earth, millions watched broadcasts of the fleet's victories. The planet, scarred but alive, erupted in celebration. Children stared at the stars, dreaming not of survival but of exploration, discovery, and the limitless potential of humanity. Humanity had survived impossible odds and had emerged stronger, wiser, and unstoppable. The alien ambassador, now a shadow of his former authority, was left isolated in the void. His fleets shattered, his influence gone, he could only observe the rise of a species he had once dismissed. Humanity had not merely defended their world, they had ascended to a place no alien had predicted. Admiral Cross stood on the Intrepid's observation deck, looking at the stars, her reflection faint in the glass. Beside her, Captain Singh and Dr. Vorn shared the quiet victory. Cross spoke softly, almost to herself. They ordered us to kneel. They believed we would fall. They believed Earth was weak. But humans, we struck back. And in doing so we became more than they could imagine. We are unstoppable not because of numbers, not because of weapons, but because we are human. The stars stretched infinitely before them, each one a canvas for humanity's future. Fleet lights glimmered like constellations of defiance, each vessel a testament to ingenuity, courage, and resilience. And across the galaxy, a single, undeniable truth had settled into the consciousness of every species that had once laughed at Earth. Humans do not kneel. Humans rise. And humanity is supreme. The war was over. The galaxy would never forget the fire, cunning, and resilience of humanity. Earth had survived, humanity had triumphed, and a new era had begun. An era in which humans were no longer the underdogs, but the apex force in the universe. And so, in the silence of space, amidst the stars that had once been indifferent to their existence, humanity claimed its place, unbowed, unbroken, and unstoppable.